Okay, to summarize the whole knowledge that we have discussed so far, the list, tuple, and set, let's summarize what we have learned and what are the differences between list, tuple, and set. The similarity is all the three data structures are used to store values, multiple types of values. We can access those values in some manners. So let's see what are the differences so that we can have overall idea. Um, what are these things? But as you know, this is kind of a special course, so I do not have any boring PPT ready for you. So we are going to go towards ChatGPT and we'll ask ChatGPT that what are the differences between list, tuple, and set. Okay. So here I'm gonna write that. Let's say create a table to show the differences between lists, tuples, and sets in Python. Okay, so I'm just creating a table so that we can have a summary. But you can ask ChatGPT to show you the details, the examples, and everything as well at your end. So let's run it and let's see what do we get. So here we go. So we are kind of getting a table. So here on first column we have features, second column we have list, then we have tuple, then we have sets. So first of all, the definition says list is ordered. Tuple is also ordered, which means that the element that we have stored at 0th index will stay at 0th index. But sets are unordered due to it has to maintain the uniqueness, right? So if you have stored something at first index, it is not guaranteed that it will stay at first index. Then lists are mutable, which means that they are changeable. Tuples are immutable, right? Once they are created, you cannot change anything in the tuple. Sets are mutable as long as the elements are still unique, right? Okay, so talking about the syntax, lists have these square brackets, tuple have these round brackets, and sets have these flower brackets. I don't know, I think there is some other name of these brackets as well, but I'm not sure about that. Mutability, we have discussed that. Tuples are mutable, which means they can be modified later on as well. Sorry, lists are mutable. They can be modified later on as well. Tuples are not mutable. They are immutable. They cannot be modified later on. And sets are mutable as long as the updated value is unique. Duplicates are allowed or not. Duplicates are allowed in list. They are allowed in tuple as well, but they are not allowed in the sets. Then the order of element. The ordering we have discussed over here. It is maintained in the sets. It is maintained in the lists. It is maintained in the tuples, but it is not maintained in the sets for obvious reasons. Indexing. List support indexing. So list supports indexing and slicing as well. Obviously, if indexing is supported, slicing will also be supported. Tuple also supports indexing and slicing, but sets do not support indexing and slicing. Why? Because they are not ordered. Then methods available. Let's skip this thing for now. Let's get done with our next module first, and then we'll see what are the methods actually. Performance. List is typically slower for search and access than sets because, sets are faster because they are using hashing in it. They are unique elements over there, right? Same goes out with the tuples as well. Tuples are also comparatively slower in search. Usage. Used when ordered and mutability are needed. For example, if you want to maintain the order or mutability, which means you want to change any element later on, you should use list. But if you don't want to change any element later on, but ordering matters, then you should go with the tuples. On the other hand, if uniqueness is required, but ordering is not required, then we should go with sets. Mutable elements, we have already discussed that. And then common usages, dynamic array, stack, queues, fixed collection, constant data sets, and uniqueness checks, membership tests, and so on and so forth. We also have summary over here for all three data structures. Now, where I mentioned that create a table, right? You can also mention something like write a paragraph about each data type, about each data structure, or create some sample codes for each data type or something like that, so that you can have much more detailed, in-depth overview of lists, tuple, and sets. So the family of list, tuple, and sets is covered. Now we are going to move towards dictionary, which is comparatively different than any other data structure. So let's see what are the dictionaries.